Hey guys, so 9 months ago, me and Liv shot a video showing you how we protect and preserve the rust patina on our truck. Now, I know a lot of guys commented out there, no, this is not a paint job. Okay, there were 7 paint jobs that were removed, but the raw steel has aged into this. So, it's not a paint job, we're putting this over. So, now, the amount of questions we received on that video was pretty large. So we're actually going to reshoot it right now and try to answer all those questions, you guys, and make the process a lot more clear. Now, first thing we got to do
is go ahead and wash the truck.
And then we can actually start our process. Now, we're going to be washing with just simple soap and water, dish soap and water, nothing crazy. We don't want anything with wax in it. We're just getting the dust and debris off so we can go ahead and seal it in. Alright, while the truck's actually drying, we're going to go ahead and show you how to mix up a batch of the oil we're going to use. Now, we got boiled linseed oil.
And you want to make sure that you use boiled linseed oil, because if you use traditional, it tends to be very gummy.
And we're going to use odorless mineral spirits. Now, a lot of people ask, why do you use the mineral spirits? We're using it to actually thin out the oil, so it's going to spread more evenly and it'll be a lot easier to apply and coat. Now, other things you're going to need is glass jar. This one here is a 32-ounce jar. Alright, I like having a lid with it because we can seal it up and the oil will stay good for numerous uses. We got a measuring cup because a lot of people want to know the exact measurement I use, so we're actually going to measure everything out this time. So, the jar, first thing we're going to start with is the mineral spirits.
And we're going to use 3/4 of a cup.
So, alright, so 3/4 of a cup of that. Now your boiled linseed oil. A lot of people said that I didn't shake it last time because I shook it before. So I'm going to show you this time. We're going to shake it up. Alright, now I'm going to fill the jar pretty much all the way. So 32 ounces jar, I'm going to go ahead and fill it up.
And leave just a little space so we can shake it and stir it.
Okay. Alright, that's it. Now, just a tip, safety item, keep it out of the reach of kids. Alright? Keep it somewhere safe, keep the lid on it, keep it stored away. Now, a lot of people ask me, why don't you just use WD-40? WD-40 is cheaper. Okay, WD-40 costs you about 26 bucks a gallon. This is going to cost you about the same, plus 8 bucks plus mineral spirits. I've used WD-40 to coat rusted, patina, whatever you want to call it, items before. Problem is, if they're out in the weather, I have to keep coating them over and over and over about every month, month and a half. As you can see, this lasted 9 months for 32 ounces of material. And I didn't even use all that. I spilt half of it last time. So, in the long run, it's going to cost you less to do it this way. Alright? Well, now that we got that all mixed up and ready, we're just waiting on the truck to dry and then we'll start applying. Alright, the truck's had time to dry. We've got our solution. We grabbed a few rags. Now, once again, we're using terry cloths, but you can use t-shirts, whatever you want. As long as it spreads it nice and evenly, you're good to go.
Now, one viewer asked if you could put the solution in a spray bottle. So what we've done is we put some in a chemical resistant sprayer.
Yeah, these bottles are from Harris. So we picked them up a while back and this seems like a good use. So let's see how it does. Well, it sprays it, but it sprays it in a stream. And let's try adjusting it a little. Now, alright, the solution is so thick that it only sprays in a stream. So, yes, it will work, but I still prefer soaking the rag and using the rag to spread it around. And once again, we're just applying a nice even coat. And if for some reason you seem to get it a little thick in area, just flip the rag over, use the back side and spread it out a little more. So we're just going to keep going this process for the whole truck. Now that we're done oiling the truck, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to wash it with soapy water because I didn't wear gloves. And we're going to go ahead and soak the rags in soapy water before we lay them out to dry. Once we're done washing the rags, we're going to go ahead and lay them out flat in the driveway. Let them completely dry before we store them, throw them away, anything you do with them, because if they're bundled up, they can actually combust and cause a fire. So be careful with them, guys. Go ahead and take and wash them, dry them out completely. Well, guys, we had to get inside. It's 110 out there, so we're cooking. So as you can see, we used about half a jar to do the whole truck, and we laid it on thick this time. So now,
some viewers have reached out to us and asked us some questions, so we're going to go ahead and go over some of those with you now.
So first off, the biggest one I get asked constantly is, how long does it last? Alright, so on average, 4 to 6 months. We got 9 out of this one this time because we didn't have a lot of rain this year. Now you can tell, if you notice how the truck looks really dull, then it's dried out. It's time to go ahead and oil it again. So just by watching it and looking at it, you can tell when it needs it again. Now, when you do it again, wash the truck, car, whatever you're doing, and then just reapply. There's no other steps to it. It's nice and simple. Now, let's see. We talked about disposing of rags. That was a big one. All right. I'll put up the materials one more time here because that was another question. A lot of you guys that aren't in the U.S., you couldn't understand me. I'm going to go ahead and put up what the materials are here and the amounts. When does it become dry to the touch? Alright, it's 110 today, probably about 4 hours is going to be dry. But on your average climate, give it 24 hours. I like to wait that long before I drive it. Now, the next question is, does dust and dirt stick to it? After it's dry, after 24 hours, you can put your hands on it, no oil, it's good. No, it doesn't stick to it. It's just like having a normal paint job. It's not going to do anything.
So some viewers have asked if you can paint over it, and the answer is yes. However, you have to make sure that it is dried out completely before you do so. Yeah,
and I've had viewers, actually this came up in the comments last time, and they've done it. They said that once it dries out, it's just like any enamel paint drying. You can just go ahead and paint over it. So I'd say if you're going to paint, give it a year. Let it dry out completely. Then primer, then paint, your normal stuff, all right? The other question. A lot of people go, why don't you just clear coat? Okay, I have my own reasoning for it. My reasoning is this. In 4 to 5 years, when that clear coat starts to peel and fade and do whatever, what do you have to do before you take and do it again? You gotta sand it. Okay? The minute you start sanding it, you cut into your actual patina, you're gonna screw up the look, it won't look like it did before. So that's why I don't clear coat. Alright?
Yeah.
Well guys, I hope this answers all your questions. If you got more, put them in the comments. We're glad to help, alright? We are those people, we don't do shiny paint jobs all the time. We do on some cars, but most of the time we like to leave them the way they are when we find them, alright? So for this, for us, works. Okay, we do it twice a year and we don't have to worry about it anymore. So I hope this helps you guys out in some way with your rides, your projects, whatever it is. And do us a favor, like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.